If you guys don't have ideas for a business, don't worry about it, because the internet's got a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things you can do, you can work with, you can buy, you can purchase, you can develop, you can write. So don't worry, that's not an issue. We can recommend some things if you're stuck. Also, another thing to keep in mind is just like how fast you need to make money. Some things are quick, some things are longer, and it's hard work. I want to emphasize, it's hard work. You have to really be very diligent if you want to make a success on the internet. Like Pastor Chris has been watching Jannie and I for the past 2 or 3 days, and we're most of the time on the internet, working on something, tweaking things. It's a daily thing, you have to do it. You don't have to put so much time into it, depends on all your time, but it is work. And to make it success, but the results you'll definitely get the results. And the nice thing about the internet is like once you've gotten a nice product and everything like that, we like to keep it running on automation. And that's what the vision for us is to keep things on automation so you don't have to be working at it all the time. Jannie?
Bless you guys. Welcome. We're just waiting for the system to start up at the back. Yeah. Right from the start, how many of you have been here on Tuesday night? Okay, most everyone. I just want to emphasize again that we're serious in what we want to impart to you guys. And that's why I specifically said on Tuesday night, we're looking for people with a big vision. I know there are people, they just want to supplement their income, or they just want to do something just to live. But we need people in the kingdom to take the vision and to really, really run with it. And that to me is very important. I really want to emphasize that. And something that Mike also said is, in my own word, is stickability. To really press in and really go for what God is showing you and what God wants. And if we can all be there and in what we do, to do it to the best of our abilities, because God has given us everything that we need to do what we want to do. And so whatever we show you tonight, just keep your minds open. We didn't come to give you a step 1, step 2, step 3. Although there are products that we can give you and that you can do step 1, step 2, step 3, and you can build a massive business through that. I'm going to show you a few examples of people in the internet space, what kind of businesses these guys are doing, and so don't restrict yourself. And I can guarantee you tonight, and I want to encourage you, you have to learn to educate yourself. Because if you cannot do that, you're not going to move forward. Because where each one of us are at this moment in time, our thought patterns that we have for the past, say, 10 years, that's why we are where we are now. And if we don't change that, we're not going to get ahead. Then in 20 years from now, we're still going to be where we are now. So if this is new to you, welcome.
Great.
I love change. I said, Lord, I want change in my life, because if I don't change, there's no movement, there's no expansion, there's nothing. So, and something that is great to me that I heard someone just recently saying as well, and that really resonated with me as well, because many people, when they do business, and especially on the internet, and you see that a lot, I just want to free my time and all that. And that's a possibility. But then they want to go and sit on the beach, and they don't want to they just want to hang around. And he said, the reason why I've got recurring income coming in all the time is so that I can focus on the stuff that I really need to and want to do. So what we're giving you is not just to change maybe of lifestyle and all this stuff and to bring money into the kingdom, but to really make a difference. Because that is what we called for. Just like Pastor Chris is called to preach the gospel, you and I are called to do the same. Maybe in a different way. In business, in whatever we do. So I really want to stress that right from the onset tonight. Okay? Right.
Let's
Are we
see
up?
our first slide.
Up.
First slide.
Thanks, Emily. Okay. Okay.
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, I pulled it off. Am I okay? Still good? Okay. Oops, wait. Okay. I'm just going to show, this is an overview. Okay, on the slideshow there. This is an overview of an online toolkit, if you wish. It's very simplified, but we're just going to run through this, and then we're going to come back to each sort of component and just drill a little bit deeper into this. And later we will give you some examples. I'm going to go on the web, and I'm just going to show you a few websites and a few examples here and there, just so that you can get ideas and stuff. And let me just emphasize this again, just from what I said now. My aim is not to spoon feed you guys. So we can help you on the way to develop systems and stuff. But that's exactly what I'm going to do. We'll guide you in directions. So I don't know whether Judy asked you, if you guys want us to put you on an email list, we've got sort of, I can almost call it certain categories, depending on the segments, and then we can send you some information, say for 7 or 10 weeks, just to guide you and to help you. And we're open to that.
And by doing that, you also get to see how it works. So the way we're going to present it to you, it'll be the same way you'll present it to your customers and your clients. So it's a twofold thing, because as this is going out, it's the same way you're going to repeat it. So it's called wash and rinse. You use it and then you repeat it.
Okay. So here's your website, your company website. And first of all, I'm just going to touch on different ways that you can market your business. And most of these are free. YouTube. YouTube is a massive tool that we can use to market our businesses. There are many smaller businesses out there. They create their YouTube channel. It's free. It's easy. They make videos with fairly simple, uncomplicated equipment. Like I mentioned the other night, you can use your smartphone to record awesome video. The only thing that I would suggest, get a proper microphone. It's a special microphone that you use for smartphones, and you get a tripod and you get a stand on that, and you can record awesome quality videos if you don't have a budget to go and buy other types of equipment. So that's one way of really utilizing that. And then you put up your videos, you can link them to your website. That's a very powerful way, because everything goes video nowadays. The next one is LinkedIn. Are you guys familiar with LinkedIn? Yeah. Okay. LinkedIn is more a professional platform. You can use it for marketing, but it's more for networking. It's not, you don't go there and you try to sell to every person. So you use LinkedIn as a networking platform where you connect with other professional people. Many companies today use LinkedIn to recruit people, or to tell people we need people in these services, and that's how they draw people. So it's really it's just a professional network, but you can get very valuable business contacts through LinkedIn. Judy has been quite successful connecting with companies. There are groups as well. They've got groups of people with similar interests, and if you connect to these people, you can expose yourself and increase your exposure to a massive extent.
LinkedIn is for businesses, so find yourself a business because you need to be on LinkedIn, because by being there, you actually create credibility to the public, the internet public. Because the first thing people do is they Google your name and they look for where you are and what you're doing. So if you're on LinkedIn, it means you're okay. Because LinkedIn do a pretty good job at screening people and checking people out before they become on the internet. So you need to do that first. Because people want to see, well, how long have you been on the internet? They want to see what have you been doing, what kind of activities, who are you been engaging with. So it's like it's a little bit like a resume type of thing. So that's one of the first things you need.
Okay, the next, Facebook. Most of you know Facebook. I was amazed, a few months ago we watched a documentary that they had specifically on Facebook and how it started and how it grew and all that. And we had the privilege to connect with someone, and I didn't realize how much information you can really get from Facebook. There are tools out there that you can purchase, and they're fairly inexpensive software programs on the internet, where they give you all the contact information of people in a specific demographic group or area, and you get all the information. You get the age, the gender, where they live, you get their email address. All these things are available in Facebook, and many people don't know that. They think it's just, some people think it's just, they don't want to be involved in it because people share, I went to the pub tonight, or I did that, and I'm lying on the beach. But you can use it for a very, 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 or as a very potent marketing tool. And that way you can connect with people as well.
Facebook is actually one of the greatest way to market your business, and it's free. So you do yourself a favor, create a Facebook page for any product or service that you have. By doing that, people can engage with you immediately. One of the advantages is that if you don't have a product or you don't have a service, still create a Facebook professional page, and just hypothetically, if you think you're going to get into sewing or some kind of clothing industry, create it around that. So what you want to start doing is just generating interest in your brand and interest in your page. So by the time you come up with a product, you already have people come in looking at your page. Because the most important thing is you do want to get people there. So you have to build that traffic early. So that takes a few months.
Okay. Twitter. Twitter is, you familiar with Twitter? Yeah. Most of you guys? It's almost like a messaging tool. So it's short messages, but if we don't use Twitter a lot for some reason. We don't really use Twitter much, but Twitter, you send out short messages and people can follow you there and what's going on in your business, products that you have, and so on. You can output on Twitter as well. Have you got anything on Twitter?
Twitter for me is very time consuming because you tweet like 50 times a day, anything and everything. So it's really good if people who are on the go want to know what's happening from one city to the next city so they can follow tornadoes or things like that. Twitter is kind of like a directory in a way. So the hashtag means that tweet goes into that directory, into that city. So if you're looking for something, they go according to what you're tweeting. And I don't know a whole lot, but I don't make it my efforts to go there. Yet. But, okay, so we've only covered a few. There's 1,500 different social media platforms, and they're all free. Choose the one that's going to be best suitable for you. Facebook and LinkedIn is just a few, but there's Pinterest, and there's Instagram, and there is Yelp, and StumbleUpon, and RSS, and a lot. And they're all very valuable. So choose, study, and build your brand there.
Okay. So now we've dealt a little bit with some of the social media, and we went a little bit deeper in there. We'll touch on some of them as we go through some of the other products, but the rest I'm just going to quickly run through. These are methods areas of marketing, and the one is affiliate networking. It's basically it's based on a multi-level marketing type of platform, but it's where you take a product and you market the product and you build a business around that. We'll dig into that a little bit deeper as we go along. Then coaching and training, we had specific questions the other night about that as well, so we're going to go into that a little bit as well. So if you've got a product where you can, and it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's if you're a plumber or a builder, you can build a coaching thing around that, or a training source. Like, for example, on YouTube there are channels. Not everybody monetize that, so they don't necessarily make money out of that, but they've got a channel and they make regular videos and stuff. This is how you build a deck, this is how you put on railing, this is how you put the steps and stuff like that. So that's a way of training people, but we will show you a few ways how to monetize that as well, and how you can use that as a very, very, very lucrative business opportunity. Product development, that's basically the same. If you don't have a product, you can develop products, and with that it can be physical products, but we want to emphasize more on digital products. So it can be a video course, it can be an ebook, whatever product that you develop, books that you write and that you sell on your website. And the easiest way, create a book, create a PDF file from that, and then you can sell that product you can sell. So that's also an example of...
That's what they call evergreen on the internet. The reason they call it evergreen is like the tree. It doesn't change. Once it's made, it's fixed, it's set. It can go on for years after years after years, doing the same thing, creating that same bit of money every time it's sold. So a lot of people on the internet have products like that. So they create it one time. It could take 2 to 3 months, but they can sell it for the next 7 or 17 years the same way. They never have to touch it again.
Okay, and the joint ventures, it's where you link up with other people who's got a product, and through networking you befriend these people, you build a relationship with this other, call it company, or this other business that's got a specific product that might be in your line of business, and you work together with these people. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit why this is it's an incredible way of expanding your reach and expanding your business in a very fairly easy, but also very fast way to increase your business. Blogging. Do you guys know what blogging is? Okay, most of you. Do you know what blogging means? Why do they call it blog? It's just something of interest. It's...
You know.
It comes from web log. So when people started way back in the beginning of the internet and started getting more popular, people used to sort of journal on the internet. So they use the web log, and they just sort of shorten that to a blog. And now people basically know it. A blog is just a website where you get information from. And the difference between a blog and a static website is a static website, or normal website as we know it, the pages stay the same. So they don't change, because it's not so easy always to change those pages. It might be more difficult, but on a blog, it's the whole system, the CMS system, or the customer management system, is designed in a way that you post, they call it post. So when you add a new article, it always goes on the top of the list. So it's designed, and you can categorize it. You can put each post, you can put it in a specific category to make it easier for people to find that. And the reason why this is is great is because the information keeps changing on your website, and that's great for people because there's always new content to draw them to your website, and it's good for search engine rankings as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, everything you put on the internet, Google picks up within a few hours. So any picture, any article, anything that you put up there at all, they pick up. So all of these things in the blogging category gets picked up and passed around on the internet. That's why they call it internet, because it's like a net, a spider web type of thing. It gets passed around and circulated into different countries, into different languages all over the world, and you don't know anything.
Okay. And then the last category that we're going to touch on here is affiliate products. Now, I did touch on it just now. Affiliate products is, let me backtrack a little bit. Let me ask a question. Why would you want to do business? Anyone?
To make money.
We want to make money. So if you do business, you're in business to make money. Pastor Chris doesn't preach, and he doesn't do what he does. He does it because he wants to see results. He wants to bring people into the kingdom. So if you're in business, we're in business to make money. And I think that's where we must just get our minds around that as well. So if we don't have a product, but we want to do something, there are, I'll touch on that a little bit more, but there are companies on the internet, people create products, digital products, and so they're product developers, so then they register with these companies, they make their products available, and they've got a fixed price for these products, and then you can go and select this product, and you can sell it on your website. So you can, for example, get the product. Many times they will give you the product for free, otherwise you buy the product, and you use the product, or you review the product, and then you resell that product on your website. But when they click on your link, the visit to your website gets taken to the other website, to their website, and the sale takes place, but you get your commission. You get that paid into your PayPal account or your bank account, whatever method they are using. And the commissions on digital products is typically, it's quite high. It's 70-80% in many cases. So with digital products, because your input cost to develop the products is fairly low, and it's a once-off, so there's no delivery fees and stuff like that.
Affiliate marketing and network marketing, affiliate networking is the two most popular ones, and a lot of large organizations are beginning to get on board. Even Walmart and Home Depot and airlines and banks and institutions are getting into affiliate, because affiliate really is like a referral program online that you get paid for by referring your friends to them. When they purchase something, you get paid for that. So you can do as many of those programs as you want. There is no limitation. So if you're online and you find the bath shop has an affiliate program, by all means join it, because you never know if your friends will go shop in there, or friends and friends, because you can pass the same link on to everyone and you get paid for everything there.
Okay. And you can use all these tools in the outer circle. You can use all of them, or you can use just a few of them. Typically you wouldn't use all of them, but it's basically a net that you can use. Okay, now we're gonna go a little bit more specific. So we're gonna show you, or just deal a little bit with a basic website components. Now, the components you need for a functional, call it a sales funnel, is, first of all, is your website. So you need a website. Do you guys know how to register? Do you want me to go a little bit into that, just give you an overview of specifics? You guys want to? Okay. So first of all, if you want to set up a website, you decide on a name that you want to register. Okay? It's the same. I'm going to talk on the web side now. So I'm not going to deal on the business registration side with a city or with the government or the state. I'm just purely going to deal on the internet side with your business. So I assume you already know what your business is. Your business is registered. Now you want to go and register a website. First of all, you must decide on the name of your website. That's very, very important. The reason for that is it must be sort of descriptive, if possible, to a large extent. Then you have to register this name. They call it a domain name. So you go to a company. There are a lot of companies out there, GoDaddy, NetFirms, bunch of other companies, and you register that name with them. Now, usually, they register that your name for a year. You can register it for a longer term as well. Then you have access to that name. In a sense, you own it, but you don't really own it, because every year you have to renew that on an annual basis, or whatever length of time you registered your domain name. Then from there...
Let me just go back 1 minute. You have to make sure no one else is using the name. So you have to do some research. There are tools you have to learn to use to make sure no one else in your area or the country has that name. And is there a keyword tool for that too?
Yeah, no, not really. You do searches. When you register, when you go to register the name. Say, for example, you want to go and register Walmart. It's going to tell you can't register Walmart.com because it's already used. So it's more like a normal business registration as well. So you go and check, is that name available? So have a few variations, think of a few variations, because the name that you might have and you want to register as a .com domain, it might not be available. There's a lot of other premium domains that are becoming available, that's more descriptive, for example, for restaurants and so on as well. So it's not only the .com, the .org, or the .net or .info domains that are available anymore. Then the next step is to get a company. It might be the same company or it might be a different company that's going to host your website. Now, what that means, they've got the computer equipment, and that's where your website's going to run from. So when people go to that name, say dolly.com, and they type in dolly.com, that goes to your website, to your web page, and that sits on a specific on a computer, and that can be anywhere. So if I register my domain, for example, with GoDaddy.com, and for the first year I host my website there, but next year, for some reasons, my website outgrew the capacity, now I move it to a different company, the people out there cannot see that. It's just you just change your name servers, and it's transparent to the people out there. But now your website runs on a completely different company's web servers. Do I go into too much detail? Do I speak Greek? Okay, all right. Okay, and then you, obviously, once you have this service, and that's usually on a monthly basis, that you basically rent this space on their computer systems where your website is hosted. And that is, then they will give you login details, and that's where you log in, or you can get someone to do it for you, and then you upload your content to your website. And that's where you maintain your website, add new content, and usually you get a web developer to develop the website for you, so you must know what it should look like. And the way to do that, you go look at other websites that you like, or your own ideas, and you get someone to design that for you, and then you go to a web developer and you say, okay, this is what I want, and they will typically then design your website to the specification that you give to them. If you guys have got questions, please shoot them in between. Okay? Okay, the second is, after you got your website up, is to have a sales page or an opt-in box. Now, I'm going to show you, just after the slide, I'm going to show you examples of what a sales page or an opt-in box looks like. Now, sales page is exactly what it says. It's where you can sell products, or we also use it, I don't really know, like the word, but many in the internet space, people call it almost like a bribe. So you want people to enter their name and the email address, or just their email address, because you want to get them on your email list. And for that, you usually give them something for free. So it's something that they can download. It must be something that they want, something that they can use, and it doesn't have to be something big or whatever. It can even be a one page. What we do, we've got, for example, a one page, a resource sheet, some of the tools that we're using, and we give that away because people sometimes, they want to use what you use. And so then they can download that, and you give them that piece of book or report or this resource sheet in exchange, basically, to get their contact information. All right. One thing that I think what is important here is when the laws in the US and Canada and Europe, well, for that matter, the whole world, has gotten very strict. So you can't just send out unsolicited emails. There are laws that are preventing that, and they're beginning to really come down on people. So if I go to you, or if I send you information, let's say I send Joe emails, I keep on sending him emails. He can go and report me as I'm sending him unsolicited email.
Spam. It's called spam.
Spam.
You know spam. Spam.
Yeah, we all know that. But if I've got a company, then they can pursue me. They can legally pursue me. But if on Joe's website I said I want this information, so I add my information, I get an email back that says, is it you that entered your email address there? And I click on that link. On his service in the back end, I will explain that in more detail later. Then it gets logged, it gets recorded there, the time, the date, my computer's IP address, everything gets logged when and where I said I want that information. So then he cannot say anymore that I'm sending him information that he didn't ask for. You guys understand that? It's just, but that's built into the system.
Technical things.
Yeah. Okay, and then the third thing is a shopping cart. I'm not going to go into detail about that now. And then your product delivery cycle. Okay, and that's just the way that your digital product just get delivered. Or even if it's a physical product, there's a way that the product gets delivered. If you have to ship the product yourself, then you do that. But we're going to focus a little bit more on the digital side. But maybe let me just say here as well. Sometimes when we think of the internet, we just think digital. But if you think of companies like Walmart, for example, they've got their massive stores all over the world. But they've got a website, and there you can purchase products. So it's as if the two is come together. So I can, in many instances, I can order exactly the same product that I can go and buy in the store, I can buy online as well. So the physical and the digital technology has come together where they can supplement each other. And many of the larger companies are actually moving into even into a multi-level marketing space They don't create their own companies necessarily, but what they do, because this is a massive growing industry, they take their products and they would give that to a multi-level marketing company to market their products. So that's sort of the trend where we are at now, and that why this digital space is growing so fast is many people are retrenched. Many people, older people that are already retired, they just run out of money, and they have to find something to supplement with. And if when you go and fiddle around on the internet, just go and check how many older people, because people have their pictures there. Go and look how many older people there are, and the statistics reveal that as well.
The internet is a very savvy space. You guys don't realize it, but every time you click and you go somewhere, Google is tracking you. Anytime you do a search or something, you're being tracked by Google. So that data gets stored up, and it almost use it against you, because the next thing you know, they put these ads all over your pages, all over your websites, all over your emails, because you click there. So now they're tracing you back. So this is a very savvy thing, and it's very volatile. It's always changing. It's always changing, because what they're always doing is they're checking on your behavior, your spending, your movement every time. So they're looking for what you're interested in. They sell your technology over to the bigger stores, and then the bigger stores accommodate you by now providing you something you may or may not have been looking for. So that's how fast it's changing. So you have to watch the trend. If you're going to get online, you have to watch the trend and see what's going on, and then develop something around that, because that's where it's going.
And that is very powerful. Sometimes we see that in the negative, but you want targeted people. The reason why this opt-in, where you want people's contact information, it's to get people that are interested in your product. You want those people to get their contact information. And that's what the stores and that's what Google is doing. Once you search for something, you've all seen it, just the next moment, a whole bunch of ads pops up of something that you just searched on. So that's in their systems, and we can benefit by that as well, by using those ads. We'll just mention that a little bit later as well, but we can use those Google ads to place, and when someone, and you specify, these are the search terms, stuff that people are searching for, and only these particular search terms, you want your ads displayed. So when someone does a search on what you specified, then your ad is going to show up on that person's website. So we can cash in on that.
So that's like a little business in itself. If you want to sell a product or something, you want to place those ads in those critical places. So that's like a business in itself. It's what they call buy and sell ads on the internet. You make money because maybe you buy it for 5 cents and you can resell it or something for like 10 cents. And it's the masses that brings you in that little bit of income.
Okay, so this is just sort of a workflow of an automated flow chart. So first of all, you've got your website, your sales page, just to give you a graphical overview. Then you get your sales page, then you get your shopping cart, your product delivery, and if it's a digital product, then your delivery goes to your customers, and the money goes into your account.
So simple. For whatever business you're doing, that's the steps for every business, whether you're blogging or you're selling a product or you're using Amazon or you've got your own website. This is a must. This is the steps to take for any kind of business on the internet.
Obviously, there's certain ways that you can make some of the things more effective, more efficient, but that's just basic. This is an example of a sales page. So here's a book. Normally this book sells for $14.95. I just selected this. I don't I haven't read the book or anything. I just got that, and so I just placed it on here. But anyway, so this book, the regular price is $14.95, and they're giving it away. So in exchange for, like I said, your email address, and they want you to cover the shipping and handling. But in many cases, this is now a physical book, but if it's a digital product, they would just email you a link, and you just download the page. Okay?
Everybody have seen that page before. I'm sure everybody have seen that page.
Have you
but
seen
you
that?
just don't put the pieces together, because you're thinking, why would they give me a free book? Or why would they send me something for free? But remember, you're getting the book because you asked for it, because it's your interest. So the next time this lady or person has something of the similar content, event or a seminar or a CD or a DVD, she's going to send it to you, because she knows that's where your interest is, and you're going to buy it because that's your interest. So the sale comes in there. So the first thing is just to get the email. Now you're targeted just to her. You're connected to her.
See, that's important, because for example, if I place ads, I mean, that's normal in business, but let's stick to the internet. If I place ads just randomly, and I just spend a whole bunch of money placing ads, my return is going to be very little, the percentage. And the same year, if I just place my ads on the internet on a very wide criteria, I'm going to spend a lot of money, but I'm not going to get return. So that's why you have to go and look for specific search terms, stuff that people are searching for, and then you place your ads accordingly. And even for your business, and that's if you don't have a contact list, for example, that is a great way and a fast way. Spend $50 or $100 and place these ads to get people's contact information. So just make sure that you're offering whatever you're offering to the people, it's of value to the people. It must be of value. Some of the examples that I can give you is, for example, this one guy put a report together. I think it's a over 60-page report that you can take, and if you follow that step by step, implement that, all those steps, you've got a system going. He doesn't give you the tools and stuff, but he tells you exactly what to do. So that's the type of stuff that people give away for free, because he knows if he does that, he brands himself as an authority, and people are going to come back, and then they will probably buy some of his other courses and stuff like that. Okay, this is a website. I'll show you that live now. This is another version of an opt-in page. Here it sort of pops up. This is extremely effective, because it's not just sort of on the website obscured there, so it pops it sort of, as you can see, it grays out the rest of the website. So to get past it, you physically have to close it. But this is very effective to get your opt-in rate to up that.
There's a lot of things on the internet that's really based on psychology. Psychology of colors is important, psychology of a feeling, psychology of a trust. It's 99% psychology on the internet. So that person there, she's used a lot of psychology in her brand, and one of the things that's very popular in branding yourself is white space. White space and red. Those are two colors you should look at when you're branding your product. Okay.
And this is just an example inside the shopping cart. You selected that product. Order now. You go through the sales process, and there you go. Let me just show you this website. I think I've got it open here. Okay, there's that. Page. And what is very effective as well, so is testimonies, people's testimonials. And this is typically what this lady has done here on her website. So she got testimonies with a picture of a person, and she adds that, and these people just sort of endorses her. That's very, very valuable. And then she's got the same opt-in box here at the bottom again. And there's the website.
If you look at the top right-hand side, she's got a few images there, Forbes and NBC or something like that. It's quite popular in the US, but it adds credibility to that person. Either she appeared in the magazine or in that article or something, but when you see that, then you think, okay, I recognize it, so she must be okay. Most of the times it's true. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, but you don't.
You don't know, but I've seen it used the other way.
All right. So the reason why I'm showing this website and, specifically is just here, for example, is she does coaching. She also sells some of her courses, but she combined these things, and there's a blog, for example, and she's got an event because she's a speaker, so she's got these her event schedule where you can go and check where she is, and success stories, that'll be testimonies, and then she's got a store. So this, not everybody uses everything like this. They don't, but in most cases you will find a blog as well, because when they put out a new product, say every week, or new information, they put that out on their blog, but they still have the other sales stuff as well.
That's like a top-notch website. I think she has like 7 or 8 people who's helped her do the sales for that website.
Okay, all right, I showed you that. Okay, here are just some other examples of some of these we have touched on. Just to give you ideas, or business ideas, selling ads, we just touched on that. Now, this pay-per-click and cost per action, it's different types of advertising. Pay-per-click means you can place some of these ads, and every time someone clicks on that little box, you get paid a few cents. Then you get cost per action. That's a little bit different. That means whenever someone clicks on an ad on a website, usually they go through a process and they purchase something. And your return on that is much higher. And there are many people that specifically focus on the cost per action because your return per click is much higher than the pay-per-click. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't, please stop me. Then software development. There are companies, they see or they get an idea of a product, and either they do it themselves if they are developers, but most of the time they don't do it themselves. They outsource this, and they get guys either to work for them for a time, or they contract them, and to develop the software suite for them. And then they sell that software suite, and a very popular trend in the market. Previously, people would sell this program, this piece of software, they would sell it once off for a fairly high price. Now the trend changed because they saw the recurring income in that. Now what they're doing, they're selling it on a monthly basis. So you use the product, but you pay monthly. Or they give you, if you pay annually, you get a better price. They give you discount. But that's sort of the trend. So people develop something, they give other people access to it, and they charge you fees on a monthly basis. Something else which can be very simple, it's also on the internet. You all know Craigslist. There's a book that I can also encourage you to read it. The author is Tom Anderson, and the title of the book is Becoming a Millionaire God's Way.
Have you guys heard the book? Heard about the book?
Becoming a Millionaire God's Way, and the author is Tom Anderson. He's a pastor here in the U.S., and when he started, they struggled, and he was always trying to find a way how to make ends meet. And then he started walking, wherever he went, and he saw something put out on the sidewalk, and he saw, but I can fix that. And he would pick it up, he would fix it, and sell it for a few dollars. That's how he started. So you can even do that. You can go and you can find things, if you're handy, for example, or whatever, and you can fix that, advertise it on Craigslist, and you sell the stuff. And that you can start your business. In South Africa recently, there's been this one man. They had their crops. They didn't have harvest and stuff like that with droughts and all that. And he was about to lose his farm. And he went on something similar to Craigslist. And he checked, because people also on Craigslist, for example, they say, we want this. You don't only get people who sell stuff. There are also people that say, oh, I need this, or I want this.
Yeah.
So you've got buyers there as well. So he would go and see what people are interested in, what they want. And he would go and source that on auctions, whatever, and then he would contact those people and say, I've got this. And he saved his farm. And it was thousands of dollars that he needed for that. So that's a way that you can also use. So if you don't want to go this whole route, that's on the internet basically, but that's also a way that you can utilize. I don't know whether Kijiji is here in the US. I know in Canada we used to use that fairly often. Then there's something else, social media freelance. I'm just giving you ideas. Say for example, thank you. You can, for example, offer a service to small businesses in your area to do their social media marketing for them. Okay? So you get the information from them. You get say for example, they've got a marketing campaign coming up. So you get all the information from them. You get all the pictures that they want to put out, if they've got videos, whatever, and the frequency that they want to put out this campaign, or you can do it on a continual basis for them, on a monthly basis, and then you charge them a fee for that. And you can do that for multiple companies. And that way you can start to build up a business, and then you can start outsourcing some of these things. And maybe just on the outsourcing, sometimes we don't realize that there are companies on the internet that make it possible to hire contractors many times in other countries, not necessarily in the US. Because what we found in the US, you get very competent people. You get the other guys as well. But your prices are usually higher.
They're called virtual assistants.
Not necessarily.
Is that what you're referring to?
It can be programmers, it can be anything. What we, for example, with the Spirit Word website, we redid the whole thing. I'm not a programmer. So the guy who did the bulk of the work is in Pakistan. He's a programmer. He's very good at what he's doing, and I found him through one of these providers on the internet. So it's almost like an agency, and there you put up your specification of what you want done, and these guys, it opens up, and these guys see this, and they can sort of bid on this. They say, this is what I do, this is my price, whatever. So they respond to that, and then from there you select. And they've got ratings and other people's comments that they've worked for before and stuff like that. So there's so many things that you can do and that you can develop, And you don't have to do it yourself. And the prices over there is very reasonable. Very, very, very reasonable. Philippines, for example. Sometimes you've got a bit of a language barrier.
And time.
And time differences sometimes. But that's one way of getting things done at a fairly low cost, but excellent quality. If you're an author, for example, if you're a writer, you can do freelance ghostwriting for people. That's another way of generating income. Some of these things, as you will see, the problem is that you don't really leverage time. I mentioned that, but as a means of income, but you must always have that as a means, as a stepping stone almost, but always plan and have a strategy how to expand on that and really how to grow your business from that, because you don't want to exchange your time for dollars. You don't want to be there. We must get away from that, because if you do that, then we never get ahead. So we may have to leverage that. You can do graphic design. If you're a graphic designer, you can do that, for example. You can do graphic design for people at a fee. We do, for example, mobile applications as well, so that you can also do, and websites, mobile websites. I'm moving away from this stuff because it's so time-consuming. It just eats up all my time, although I just sort of manage the stuff. But at this time, we're sort of moving away from that. Then you can do virtual assistant work for people. Do you know what a virtual assistant is? Okay, some know, some don't. What a virtual assistant is, for example, it's someone that can do, let's take, thank you. You've got admin work in your business, and you want to outsource that. It's regular stuff, and you don't have the time for that. So you hire a virtual assistant who does this, all your admin work for you, so you pay them to do that. But they can sit anywhere. We've got a lady that we know, she's up in Northern Ontario in Canada. She does work for people all over the world, and that's her income. So
virtual assistants help you update your website. They do administration. They can do payment. They're responsible for anything you don't want to do. So they are a great help, because you don't want to work every day to do something, and a lot of things you don't have the ability to do. So that's what the virtual assistants do. So by all means, if you're thinking of doing this business, please, you must utilize virtual assistants. It makes you progress a lot faster.
At one side, I tried to do everything myself, and then one guy said, someone told him, you have to build a team around you. And it's like a body. He says, and he never wanted to do that, but he said, the moment and we experience the same, the moment we started implementing people to help us, it just make our workload just dropped. Video editing, transcription services.
Do you need Wi-Fi?
Not really.
Okay.
I wanted to show them some other things, but it's okay. Transcription services, that is, for example, if you've got videos, I'm going to touch on it now. If you've got a video, you want to put up the video, you want to put up the audio, because you can get the audio from the video, but you also want to put a transcription. So what is said, type that out. So those are services that you can provide to other people as well. Okay, resources and tools. Okay, I don't know, I think Judy just mentioned that your email, which we can send you. That's basically it. I see our time is running also a little bit short, but are there any specific questions that you guys have that we can try to answer? I wanted to show you, but maybe I can just show you briefly afterwards what a coaching or a membership site, what it looks like. But I can those of you that are interested, I can just briefly show you an example of one.
Okay, let me just go through a few things real quickly here. Jannie, I think you'll explain how you make money on YouTube, because I think you guys want to know that. I'll explain how you made money on blogging. Blogging, you make money when you do article reviews. You review products and you write about it. And you have a separate website, your own website, and you just put your article on that. You make a review. Say you want to review the church. You can write a review on the church. Okay, there's no money that you really make here, but if you want to review a book and you write a review on this book, you post it on your blogging website. You put a link to the book to Amazon. Every time you sell it on Amazon, Amazon will pay you some money. So blogging works on reviews. If you want to review cars, you write a review on luxury cars, Porsche or something like that. In time, you build up following of people, maybe a few thousand, a few 100,000. Eventually, what happens is you get recognized in the internet space by Porsche because they pick you up on their radar that you're doing something good for them. They contact you and say, you're the expert. I want you to come and do something special about cars. And then they recognize you, and because you've got a following, they pay you top dollars to do more reviews for them. And you can do that as many times as you want, as often as you want. The interesting thing is they begin to pay you for that.
Are there anything specific that you want us to touch on? If I look at the different avenues like affiliate products, the affiliate networking, coaching, joint ventures, anything specific? That I boggle your mind so much? I hope not.
Okay.
I just want to share something with you, especially because I know many of you are networkers as well. I want to explain this joint venture thing to you. Say, for example, I've got product A, and Judy's got product B. And she uses, for example, my product that I've developed. And she's got an email list of, let's say 10,000. I've got an email list of also 10,000. So she approaches me and say, Jannie, I want to promote your product to my audience. So I said, okay, we can do that. So we do this launch kind of thing, and she sets up on her website. You guys must get the picture, because you will use it later. So on her website, she puts a landing page with a link. Now that link, when someone puts their email address in there, she adds that name to her email list. But when the product gets sold, because I give her an affiliate link for an affiliate product, she gets her commission from that sale. You guys get the picture? Okay. Now she's got a product. I want to sell that product. Now I send, because she doesn't have access to my list of people, so I send an email out to my list, and I say, Judy's got this awesome product. If you are interested to buy it, click on this link. So now, every time someone clicks and enters their email address, it goes into her contact management database. So at the same time, she grows her list and I grow my list. And that enables you to almost double your list in a very short period of time. So joint ventures is a massive thing. So just think about that wherever you guys are, because again, it's a structure. Make contacts with people, because you never know when you're going to need those people and when they've going to have a product that you want to tap into to increase your revenue.
Let me give an example here for the church. when Pastor Chris goes to preach in Santa Cruz, he can email all the people here and the church in Santa Cruz and said, look, I'm coming here and here. So now what he's done is he's doubled his audience. He took an audience from all here and their audience. Now he combines that into his own database. So the next time he's having a conference or convention at his church, he will email all the people there in Santa Cruz and says, okay, the weekend of October, there's a convention here. We're inviting you. So now he's got double the amount of people for that. And anywhere he goes, he should be able to do that with those church members. So if he's got a book or anything that he's wanting to market, his market space can just quadruple if that's the strategy he's going to use. And in real life, this is what we all have to do. We have to pool our resources together and see who's doing what and work together. Even if we're not on the internet, when we get on the internet, we can just go a step forward that way.
Stuff.
Obviously, by linking certain products through your website that sell through other websites, you have to register with that website in order to get paid by them, right?
Yep.
And then you can choose different ways to get paid, or is it different per website? And they'll always give you permission to sell their product, even if they don't know you, or?
Usually on a website, let's take Walmart for example. Walmart.
Can you restate the question so we can catch it on the recording?
Sorry, Emily. Thank you. Okay. Doug asked if he wants to sell someone's product, whether he has to register on that website or whether he has to get the permission from that other company to sell their product, whether they will just pay him. Yes, you have to register. If you take Walmart, for example, on their website, and it's usually at the bottom, it will says affiliate, just affiliate. Sometimes it's affiliate member, whatever. When you click there, you have to provide your information. Some companies require more information. They really want to screen you to see whether you've really got a business. Some don't. They just require your name and an email address, and then you will provide them, for example, with a PayPal account or some other means that they can get that money to you. Once you register as an affiliate with that company, they usually give you what they call banners, different sizes, banner ads, which you can place on your website. And you've got a link that's registered to your name. So if I go on your website and I click on that link and I purchase that product, that link identifies that you were the one that sold that product, and the commission automatically gets paid to you. Some companies got certain minimums, fees that minimum amount. So say, for example, $100. When it amounted to $100, then they will transfer it to your bank account. There are other companies, some of the companies that we deal with, because there's a recurring monthly fee, I get paid monthly on the products that I've recommended to other people. So they're different ways. But you have to register with them, and then from there on, it's basically an automatic process.
When the links are automated, if they become outdated, does the company automatically let you know, or is this something you have to keep track of?
They will let you know if it gets outdated, but it doesn't necessarily. The only thing is, you've seen when you go on a website, they ask or they tell you a cookie is going to be stored on your computer, or you can block cookies. Now, what a cookie is just a little piece of software that gets stored, and that if a cookie is not enabled on someone's website and they click on that link, you're not going to get anything, because it blocks that particular computer from storing that link that is linked to you. It prevents that from being stored on their computer. And usually the links expire between 3 and 6 months. So if someone clicked on your link for 3 months or 6 months, depending on how long it's valid for, when they go and buy that product from that company website, you will still get the commission. But after that, it expires. And then they will have to go to your website again to click there to make it active. Does it make sense? You understand?
Kind of. It's just if you have thousands of products linked to your website, how would you keep track of that? Or is there a program that keeps track of it for you?
Yeah. The program keeps track of the payment, but usually you will see if that link is not active anymore. You will get, for example, a question mark on your website. You'll see that it's not active anymore. But usually they don't expire, those links, because it's in their best interest that you sell their products. So usually those links doesn't expire. In my experience. Okay.
I was curious about the coaching videos. A lot of times I'll look how to troubleshoot whatever central air conditioning unit. How do they become lucrative to you? They're free usually.
It depends on your market space. It really depends on your market space, but how you can market that is to market your company. In a space like that, because that's not. I mean, people don't want to pay for that. I hear what you're saying, but you can market your company through that. So as you put up these videos and you give people all this information, then you always have a link in there. Even on YouTube, you always have a link in your description. You must always have a link there to your website or contact information where they can contact you. So it's basically branding yourself, branding your business, and that is what's bringing that to you. But if you have a product that is unique, so think of ways that you can use a product that's unique that you can sell.
As long as you get yourself started, you can add on something later. So if you find something really revolutionary but air conditioned, maybe they become solar or something like that, then you can add it on as a sale product later. So just keep putting something out there to help people, to make their lives easier, to make it quicker and faster, and then add anything later on. Is that what you were looking for, or?
Yeah, just trying to brainstorm how to.
Mm-hmm.
With the YouTube, wouldn't it be like almost like putting a carrot out there? You don't really you're not giving everything, you're giving a piece. So like with air conditioning, you would be, here's some tools to keep your air conditioning running. That would be your carrot out there. But then you would also have, here's my business if you need some help.
Yeah, you see always, but something like that, we know it's very generic. So there's thousands of videos out there where you can usually get that. But at the end, you always have to have your contact information in the video as well as in the description below the video. So that is a way of branding. So if people trust you and they see you in their area, you can do that. There are also software available where on your video on your website, so you can use a YouTube video, and on your website, you can, when you use the software, it pops up. You can set it where in the video. Then it pops up, and people can put their email address. So you can still capture their email address. So always link those YouTube videos. Don't just leave them on YouTube. People can go and search there. But always embed them on your website as well, because you can utilize that to capture contact information. And that is the goal. It's not always just selling that, but it's to get people's contact information. And if you get that, then you can market something to them.
Who's got an idea for the internet? Okay. All right. Well, We're available. How we're going to be available is that you're going to get our email. We're going to give you our card. You're going to give us your email. If you have an idea, send us an email. We can do a Google Hangout. You guys know Google Hangout? Google Hangout, Google, you got to go Google, you go to Google Hangouts, you join it, and then you send us an email, you fix a time, and then we get online with you and we have a chat. Similar to Skype, but we can do it face-to-face, and we can have a few people on board at the same time. So simple and easy. So if you guys come up with something you want to chat about, we're there for it. Okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.